How much money would you have made if you had just put $100,000 into Google when it was just starting out? David Sheridan achieved exactly that, and his net worth is now in excess of $6 billion. That's most likely one of the best buys you've ever made. However, not everyone has the opportunity to become a billionaire, and not everyone has an extra $100,000 to spend into another startup. But there are countless opportunities all around. Every single day, 1,700 people in the United States become millionaires. And if you want to be one of them, you'll have to start someplace, but there's a catch. Because 40% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, they can't even cover an unexpected $1,000 expenditure, and most people can't even save $1,000 to invest. However, $100 is easy, and that is something that practically everyone can afford. However, it appears that you won't be able to do much with it, given that a single Apple stock, for example, costs twice as much, and I'm not even talking about Amazon or Google. Even if index funds aren't a possibility, how much do you believe $100 would be worth after 40 years with 8% returns? Just over $2,100, but don't fret, there are some legitimately amazing ways to invest even as little as $100 that I've used and I'll share with you in this video. So, let's get this party started with the video. Welcome to Dr. Profit, where we prescribe you with ways of earning money online. If you like this type of content, consider giving us a like, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel. We regularly release new ways of making a profit, so it's a good idea to ring that bell icon to be notified each time we upload a new video. Alright, let's get back into the video. Number 1. Establish a company. I know it seems corny because it appears like starting a business requires far more than $100. However, believe it or not, there are a few enterprises that can be started with as little as $100. The issue is that when we think of establishing a business, we think of large corporations and overlook all of the smaller firms that are far easier to start. For example, you could buy a lawnmower for $100 and start a side business trimming your neighbor's grass. In reality, I began my channel with only $100. I'm not one of those people who began watching YouTube in its infancy, but rather much later. I noticed that most of these YouTubers just share their ideas and experiences, and that even the most popular ones started with absolutely nothing. So I thought to myself, I have a lot of ideas, why don't I start sharing them with the rest of the world? Let's see what happens. So for a little over $100, I got a Blue Yeti microphone and began creating films. I have to admit that they were terrible because I knew almost nothing about video editing or animations, and I didn't care because it was more of a hobby than a business. But then I gradually improved the quality and it began to pick up, so I had to hire animators, and now it's like a small business. Now you don't have to launch a YouTube channel. There are a plethora of internet enterprises that don't require a large investment. If you can play the guitar or violin, well, you can hire someone to assist you with shooting and editing for as little as $100. You can also make an online course out of it and sell it on the internet. And the best part is that you don't even need a website because there are currently several excellent platforms for selling courses for free. And if it succeeds, you can gradually convert it into a legal business. You can easily recoup your investment and make much more. We're fortunate to live in this age because almost everyone has access to the internet, no matter where they are in the globe. For the most part, this is a fantastic alternative. Number 2. Trade some stocks. Many people continue to watch videos or read about the stock market in hopes of one day becoming an investor. If you haven't purchased a single stock, the stock market is certainly extremely intimidating to you. A lot of things become evident once you really get in and start. Reading about the stock market and watching videos about it is one thing, but investing or trading is another. When you buy a stock and it drops immediately in front of your eyes, you feel upset, your brain stops working, and your emotions take over. And that is all on your mind, it's to limit losses. That's when you learn the most. Now, the aim isn't to transform that $100 into $1,000, but to have a feel for the market. Because when you trade with real money, you'll be much more cautious because your money is on the line. It's truly entertaining to hunt for the best firm to invest in. You'll learn about a variety of firms, study their financial accounts, determine whether their price is low or overvalued, and then decide whether or not they're worth your money. Even if you lose $100, this experience is well worth it. In fact, if you choose to invest a bigger sum, you will at least have a basic understanding of how the market operates. Number 3. Invest in books. I grew up seeing my parents struggle financially and living money to paycheck, and I vowed myself that when I grew up, I would not live like that. The trouble was that I had no idea how to achieve it. My parents told me that if I maintain earning high marks, I'll be able to find a nice job and not have to worry about money when I grow up. But at some point, I began reading literature outside of school and by chance came across Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the magic began. I was introduced to the world of money, and I was surprised at how little I knew about it despite the fact that I use it every day. You've undoubtedly heard it a million times, but the moment you make that mental adjustment, your viewpoint shifts and you begin to make different decisions that will gradually bring you to financial independence. A lot of people think they are financial experts after watching a video or two on YouTube, but let me ask you a question. How many videos have you watched in the last week? Dozens, if not hundreds, because YouTube is entertainment. You might learn a thing or two, but it won't stick with you like it does when you read a book, because it usually takes you a couple days, if not weeks, to finish a single book, by which time these ideas will have become embodied in you. With that said, The Millionaire Fastlane, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and a few others are some of my favorite books on the subject. I'll include them in the description. Number 4. Buy and sell something. Many people lack even fundamental business knowledge. They've been so drained by the system that they haven't made a single dollar outside of their job, and when you tell them to start a business, they keep putting it off because it's a strange world for them. However, business is all about selling, and most businesses don't even build their products. Instead, they buy low and sell high. Take for example, the grocery shop directly across the street from your home. They don't make the products they sell. They have a supplier. The business process is simpler than you think, but it is quite difficult to put into practice. The good news is that you don't have to spend a lot of money or open a store to learn this. You can simply go to eBay and find something that you can resell to your neighbors for a slightly higher price. For example, your social, analytical, and bargaining skills will all increase as a result of this encounter. Now, by purchasing and selling with $100, you might not make a lot of money. However, you will gain far more knowledge than you would with a 4-year business degree. You'll have to research the market, determine who your potential customers are, choose a good price, deal with your customers, and so on. In fact, there are people who earn a career off of them. Number 5. Learn a valuable skill. You can also use that $100 to learn a skill that will bring you far more money in the future. If you're having financial difficulties or searching for a side business, this is perhaps the best solution. You may take a social media course. Every company is now searching for someone who knows how these algorithms function. Alternatively, you can also study graphic design, copywriting, and web design. There are a plethora of online opportunities available. Of course, you can also access free resources online, even here on YouTube, so there's no reason to pay for a course. Free stuff isn't always as good as expensive courses, but they're more organized, and after completing the course, you'll feel like you've actually learned the skill, as opposed to free things, wherein you'll have to hunt for everything separately. Second, once you pay for something, you feel obligated to take it because you just spent $100. In fact, it'll probably motivate you to take action after you finish the course to recoup your investment. Conclusion A. $100 isn't a lot of money and you can't do much with it, so all the options we discussed in this video are more about educating yourself, developing your commercial and analytical skills, as well as gaining essential experience that will benefit you in the long run. Now it's your turn. How and where would you put your first $100? That's it for today. Thank you for watching Dr. Profit, the channel where we prescribe you with ways of earning money online in order to make a profit. Try the method we showed you today and tell us about what types of content you'd like us to cover next in the comment section below. And with that said, we'll see you guys next time.